Who was a die-hard fan of Stelena for a decade before landing a role in the spin-off? How did Caroline from the Vampire Diaries help Jenny Boyd join the cast? And who knew absolutely nothing about the show's universe on the first day of shooting? Keep watching to hear all of the Legacies cast's epic audition stories.
Danielle Rose Russell as Hope Mikaelson, one of the all-time fan favorites of the show. Klaus Mikaelson may have died in the original series finale, but his daughter Hope lives on as the star of Legacies. First introduced on the originals 5 years ago, her character was conceived as the big twist of the spin-off. And now, Hope is a fully grown, extremely confident, extraordinary teenager, portrayed by Danielle Rose Russell.
I had to do justice to this character, and so I did my research, and interestingly enough, this character, despite the whole supernatural aspect of her, is very similar to me as a person.
Danielle is no stranger to the Vampire Diaries universe. Besides appearing in the originals, she also played in The Last Tycoon and several movies such as Aloha and Wonder. But now, as Legacy's main star, her career is blossoming. She recalls being pretty unsure about the auditions. I remember going in for the callback, and I saw like 3 other girls there, and I was like, definitely not going to get this. Definitely. And then I got an email that Julie wanted to get on a Skype call with me. And then I was like, I feel good about this one. And basically, after 2 long weeks of waiting, she got in, which was absolutely insane to believe, since she was a true fan of the Vampire Diaries and claims to always have been Team Stefan. Always. Oh, okay, girl. And which team were you guys on? Let us know in the comments. Danielle considers the character of Hope Mikaelson as a part of herself. She says that being able to walk with a character for such a long period of time has been quite rewarding for her as an actress. When I first auditioned for this role, I was actually shocked at how I was naturally able to walk in her shoes and speak her words, despite being a powerful supernatural. I've literally been able to grow with her so much. Talking about Danielle's preparation for her roles, it's always different, depending on the character, but her acting coach and showbiz mentor has been a guiding light for her for many years and has helped her out a lot. No wonder she is a true professional, since Danielle's mom put her in the industry at a very young age. The actress confessed she is extremely happy to have found her passion as a kid, and being an actress is exactly what she is meant to do. I was way too young to know what was going on, but from my first day on set, I fell so completely in love with it. In addition, getting to play a strong protagonist makes Danielle feel empowered, both as an actress and as a woman every day. After Russell faced a lot of hate and body shaming, she feels a responsibility to inspire women through this character by embracing her strength and vulnerability, all while being a total badass. Want to hear more about your favorite actors and their career path? Like and subscribe to stay updated.
Peyton Alex Smith as Rafael Legacies.
And I was about to do a movie, and they were like, yo, can you come in real quick? It's a callback. And I was like, for what? And they were like, Legacies.
If you think it's impossible to join the cast of Legacies knowing absolutely nothing about the Vampire Diaries universe, watch Peyton shattering this belief. Peyton admitted that he was not familiar with this world before he became a part of it, but his family turned out to be huge fans, so they were super excited for him. Before he became an actor, he attended Florida A&M University and graduated with a bachelor's degree. Peyton's been acting for a while, but he's only just recently become landing big roles. Before Legacies, he appeared in Bet's The Quad, one episode of Netflix's Luke Cage, as well as films Detroit, Mad Money, and The Long Shots. But true fame came with the role of the extremely charismatic and dangerous werewolf Rafael. He was the very last person to be cast and never saw it coming.
Auditioned, and I knew that I couldn't do it because it was like pilot season, and I knew that I was on another show. But I went in, and Julie was like, whoa. I was like, who are you? And I was like, oh, I'm just out here chilling, I don't know. And I thought I'd never hear back from him. And
did you hear that? He was on another show and knew absolutely nothing about the role. Wow, this man is really lucky and undoubtedly talented. He said, so Julie brought me in and I wasn't able to do the show, and finally the day before I had to shoot for Legacies, they flew me out to Atlanta. So I was like, what do? I don't really know this world. I don't know a werewolf. Yeah, that was interesting.
They picked me and I flew out. I had to fly out in within 4 hours. Because they were already shooting, and so I had to go in the day. So I'm reading my script the first day of work, and I'm meeting everybody.
That's what I call a successful hop-on. Speaking of new faces, there are more that we still need to cover. Quincy Fouse as MG.
How did it feel to enter such an iconic franchise?
Man, I didn't know how big it was, you know? And then, like, I looked around on Instagram and I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty huge.
Even though Quincy has only been working as an actor for a few years, he's already gained some impressive credits apart from Legacies. If you're wondering where you might have seen him before, Quincy is most widely recognized from his roles in The Goldbergs or Netflix's sitcom All About the Washingtons. He also landed a speaking role in the X-Men film Logan alongside Hugh Jackman. He himself admitted he only watched the originals for the first time after he already got the role in the spin-off. Yeah, I started watching the originals and I was like, oh, this is savage. This is crazy. They did such a good job utilizing superpowers of each supernatural creature without doing stuff that was like cheesy. And that's what really had me decided getting on the show. On Legacies, his character MG is hilarious, confident, outspoken, and a famous kid at school.
Oh my god!
Oops. My top came undone.
Alyssa, wait. This is ridiculous. You're under the influence.
Of you.
A lot of fans assume it was easy for Quincy to get the role because following his social media can really make you wonder, does he play himself on the show? He's extremely active on Instagram and his funny captions and live streams give us MG vibes all the time. This actually leaves no doubt he really is perfect for the role. And we couldn't be happier he joined the team. Matthew Davis as Alaric Salzman.
I knew the story wasn't over, and I always had the sense, like, even when I left after season 3, I had that sense like his story wasn't finished, his purpose wasn't yet fulfilled.
Dear old Alaric. This man needs no introduction, just as he needed no audition. He's one of only a few characters to have appeared on all 3 shows, The Vampire Diaries, The Originals, and Legacies. He's become one of the most recognizable characters of this franchise. During all those years, he's been a history teacher, vampire hunter, foster dad, possessed serial killer, original vampire, ghost, and then resurrected human. Who could have imagined that a supporting character from the Vampire Diaries first season would evolve into a darn cool decade-long story? Davis mentioned it's been a whole new experience for him to work with a new young cast who basically grew up watching him on the show. He finds it funny to be in this position now as one of the original cast members.
Now kind of like trying to show the ropes to the kids, but also at the same time be not above, but relatable and, you know, like mentor style.
Guys, anyone else remember Matt before the iconic Vampire Diaries? Let me remind you, he was Reese Witherspoon's jerk ex who everyone loved to hate in Legally Blonde back in 2001. Yeah, that's our guy. Now on Legacies, he's the headmaster of the Salvatore boarding school and a father to his now teenage twin witch daughters, a foster father to Hope, and protector of all the supernatural teens living under his care. Matt admits that Legacies finally fulfilled the story of his character.
There are just all the factors lined up, and when I really considered it, I thought, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's make the most out of it. Let's tell this story. Let's complete the journey. Let's finish the trilogy. Let's tell a great story from a fresh new perspective.
Talking about new and fresh, let's take a look at Alaric's precious daughters. There's not much known about the girls' auditioning process, but quite a few fun facts to hear. Jenny Boyd as Lizzie Saltzman.
It's an incredible feeling. I mean, obviously the shows have such an amazing, loyal following, and it really did feel like coming into a family.
I can say she indeed joined the family. At this point, real life and real life have blended for Legacy's star Jenny Boyd. Shortly before joining the Vampire Diaries universe, she was lucky enough to meet actress Candace King in real life. 1 month before Jenny got the role on the show, her on-screen mum joined the same acting class as her and eventually became her mentor. Then I got cast to play her daughter. Literally the next night, I ambushed her in the class. I basically jumped out of the bushes and was like, "Candace, I'm playing your daughter." Ever since then, Candace has always given Jenny advice and became not only a mentor to her but a good friend as well. I think such coincidences are not accidental. That's awesome, especially since Lizzie clearly takes after Caroline in so many ways. Jenny even had to dye her naturally brunette hair blonde. Truly her mother's daughter. Born in Switzerland, Jenny's a bit of a newbie to TV. Even though she's been modeling for ages now, her only credits before Legacies were a few small roles. And even though she didn't have much experience, she undoubtedly succeeded in portraying a powerful 16-year-old supernatural teen, which must have been pretty hard as she's almost in her 30s. Well done, Jenny. Kaylee Bryant as Josie Saltzman. It's time to proceed to the other half of the Siphon Saltzman sisters. In the very beginning, there was a lot of secrecy around the castings, and some actors were not absolutely sure what they were auditioning for. It was called an untitled Julie Plec project, but Josie Saltzman figured it out pretty fast.
So there was a lot of things that I kind of had to put together to figure it out, which I did very quickly because I'm a stalker.
This girl was a die-hard Vampire Diaries fan long before she got to audition. It was extremely hard for Kaylee to believe that now she's part of the story.
When you're on set and you see like the Salvatore fireplace and this and that, and I'm like taking photos and sending it to my mom when you're not allowed to take photos, like, It's creepy.
Kaylee's been working steadily in Hollywood since 2006, with small roles on many shows and a few films. Before Legacies, you could have seen her on Santa Clarita Diet, The Real O'Neills, Criminal Minds, and American Horror Story. So this girl had done quite a lot before she became Josie Saltzman. And believe me, this girl is a true professional, approaching her role in a lot of unique ways. She even created a special playlist and a diary for Josie in order to get in her character's mood prior to filming every new episode. Aria Shahghasemi as Landon Kirby.
It's a lot of responsibility taking on this thing that people love so much. You know, it's like playing a superhero where everyone's going to have their opinion of you and they haven't even seen it yet.
No one had heard of Aria before Legacies. Landon Kirby is his first starring role, as he's yet another newcomer joining the TVD universe. Although we did see him in one episode of the originals, at the time no one expected a cute boy who was just working at the local burger joint to become one of the leads of the CW spin-off. But yet, he's right there. Unlike most of the actors, he didn't audition for the show. He was just basically offered the role, and Aria was more than happy to join. For him, being part of such a big show is not only about personal career and fame, it's a matter of impacting cultural issues and solutions. Both of his parents are immigrants from Iran, and for a long time he felt uncomfortable sharing his identity and cultural heritage. He even used the name Ethan for Starbucks orders. Today, Aria feels a huge responsibility, representing the whole community in the film industry.
At the very least, I can be a representation that it's possible. You know, it's not a fruitless goal for Middle Eastern actors to get into the industry and then play interesting roles that are not just cab drivers.
Before the show, he was largely off of social media, but TVD levels of popularity and fans' dedication persuaded him to recreate an Instagram account. Even though Aria has become a promising young celebrity now, his mom still believes he should go back to college.
I've told her since I was 18 years old that I don't want to go to college, and she's still like, maybe just think about it, you know, just maybe don't you want to get like a degree to fall back on in case you don't like acting anymore?
Nice try, but it seems like Aria has already made his choice, and that's the Salvatore School for the Young and Gifted. And which one would you pick? Your dream college or the school from the Vampire Diaries universe? Let us know in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching.